Hello students, good morning once again. Welcome to our biology class. Myself Dr. Raghavendra here. So we started with a chapter. Yes, the title we know very well. It is Animal Kingdom. We started this chapter. Fine. So when we talk about animal kingdom as such, there are more than 1 million of animal species so far exist, and they exhibit lots of variations. And the importance of animals in this nature, they act as a pollinators, they act as a biocontrol agents, they act as ecological balancers also. Yes, they even eat the grass, and then they will release the what you can say the excrete or the dung, that is again good manure for the plant itself. So recycling of the nutrients also again by mainly the animals also we can say. So animals have a crucial and very important role in this nature. We have discussed about basic features of animals. Yes, they are having mainly cellular organization that makes then tissues, then organs, organ system, as well as whole organism. We have discussed about this. Other than that, they exhibit the metabolism, they exhibit the growth, they exhibit the reproduction, they exhibit mainly we can say that consciousness or response to the various kind of stimulations. Other than that, they also exhibit a variety of interactions. It may be a predation, it may be parasitism, it may be commensalism, it may be what you can say amensalism. Okay, so it may be competition, variety of interactions they exhibit. That is what we say the animals. And yes, we have seen mainly the difference between animals as well as the plants. The plants are autotrophic, animals are heterotrophic. Plants are non-moving, animals are highly locomotive. Plants may be delayed response, animals respond very well instantly, mainly to the variety of stimulations. So these are the differences is what we have studied, and basic characteristics of the animals we have studied. Difference between plant and animals also we studied. So we were discussing about mainly the animals based on the habitat. Yes, animals basically broadly we can say that either they may be aquatic or they may be the terrestrial. Aquatic they can be, we call them as marine forms or freshwater forms. So they may be living in the ocean, marine forms we say, or they may be living in the pond, they may be living in the well, they may be living in the streams, they may be living in the rivers. We call them as the freshwater forms. When we talk about the animals which live on the land, we call them as a terrestrial. They can be burrowing animals. They may not be exposing themselves to sunlight, always they are underground. We call them as a burrowing. And then they may be aerial mode of life, they may be living, or they may be what we can say that maximum time they may be spending in the air. It may be the insects or it may be the birds. Okay. So these are mainly called the aerial mode of life, and other are mainly spending maximum of their life on the trees. We call them as mainly they are the arboreal animals. So other than this, yes, animals can be even differentiated on the basis of the mode of nutrition. So let me tell you animals based on the nutrition. Animals based on nutrition. How many types? Definitely animals are basically they are holozoic. What do you mean by holozoic? When the animal take the food in their mouth as such, yes, it can be considered as they exhibit ingestion, then they exhibit digestion, after that it is absorption of the nutrients, then after that they also exhibit mainly assimilation, and then after that elimination, or we call it as excretion. This is what we talk about mainly the mechanism when we say holozoic nutrition. Animals basically they exhibit holozoic nutrition. All that includes this only. They take the food in the mouth, we call it the ingestion. Then they digest the food by the help of digestive enzymes or the juices, we say digestion happens in the stomach. Then absorption of nutrients keep on happening throughout the length of intestine. Then assimilation, the nutrient reach into the blood, again it reach into the required kind of cells, that is we say assimilation. Elimination, undigested food material has to be eliminated, or metabolic waste has to be eliminated out of the body, that's called the excretion. This is what we say holozoic nutrition is the basic characteristic of all the animals. Now when we talk about, yes, as I said, animals based on the nutrition, there are variety of animals. Number one, we call them as herbivores. Herbivores. Number two, they may be carnivores. Carnivores. Number three, they may be what you can say omnivores. Omnivores. They may be frugivores. Frugivores. They may be detrivores. Detrivores. They may be what we can say that they may be, yes, scavengers. Scavengers. Then they may be what we can say that they may be sanguivorous. Sanguivores. They may be, yes, cannibals. Cannibals. These are variety of groups, yes, based on the nutrition we can consider them. So there is a still more set of characters, what we call them as a basis of classification. Definitely we are going to discuss that also, but you need to know the meaning of these different kind of terms from the point of NEET exam also. Well, so let me tell you, yes, you may be knowing very well the herbivore. What do you mean by the herbivore? Yes, since from the school days you are studying all these terms. Herbivores, mainly we call them as plant eaters. They are the plant eater, or they are the vegetarians. Then carnivores, they mainly eat the herbivores. So flesh eaters we can call them. Then omnivores eat both. Okay, eat plant and animal material. Plant and animal. Then frugivores, they are purely the fruit eaters. Fruit eater. Then detrivore, yes, mainly we can call them as mainly decaying organic matter. They eat decaying organic matter, especially plant material, by the earthworms. Scavengers, yes, eat carcasses, means dead animal matter. Animal matter they eat. Then sanguivores, they are mainly blood sucking. The animals which suck the blood, we call them as blood sucking animals. Cannibals eat their own species, we call them as cannibals. So they eat own kind of species. Yes, let me tell you little bit information regarding these herbivores. That includes the elephant, it may be the deer, it may be the rhinoceros, variety of yes, maybe the cow, sheep, goat also, all of them included in the herbivores. Then carnivores, yes, flesh eater, it may be the cheetah, lion, tiger, even we can say that cats also, they are the carnivore when they hunt the mouse. And then omnivores, yes, which can eat both, it may be the cockroach, it may be the human, okay, it may be the pet animal like a dog, they all become the omnivores. Then frugivores, they mainly eat the fruits, especially the fruit eating bat, even the parrots, all these are mainly fruit eating creatures, we call them as the frugivores. Detrivores, dead and decaying organic matter, it may be the plant material or animal material, it is a decaying, dumped inside the soil, yes, it is decaying, now it is eaten up by the earthworms. So detrivores best example is earthworm. And then Scavengers, yes, you might have been seen the hyenas. There may be the, what you can say, the eagle, okay, the vultures. They eat dead and even decaying animal matter, the bones as well as the skin they eat. So we call them as scavengers. Even the crow also a scavenger only. Without scavenger, the nature would be very much bad or foul smelling. These will eat up mainly the decaying animal matter. That's why they are called as the cleaners of the nature. Sanguivores, these are the blood-sucking animals such as a leech, okay, which once it start taking up the blood, yes, it can take 5 to 6 times of its body length, and yes, it can remain without food also for the next 3-4 months. Sanguivores, the blood-sucking animal, best example is a leech. Then cannibals, the species which eat their own kind of animals, it may be the snakes, they are the cannibal. Sometimes cats will eat their own, sometimes the lions will eat their own young one. So they are cannibals. Even cannibalism is seen in the human also. Okay. So all these what we talk about the animals based on the nutrition. The next we are going to discuss is most important thing what we call as so classification based on mainly the or the basis, important basis of classification we are going to discuss. So there are around 7 to 8 important points will be there which become the most essential basis of classification we are going to discuss. So, well, you may find somewhere difficulty in understanding certain concepts. You may not be feeling those terms easy. So, what you need to do? You need to, yes, you need to send your whatever the doubts to this number. So, 861283639. So, this is the WhatsApp number, yes, my number. So, you can send your whatever the doubt, so that I will be very happy to clear your doubts, and you will have the perfect clarity, and then yes, up to what depth you want to know, yes, I will be there to help you, to give you the important and essential information. Fine. So please make a note of this number and be in touch, so that we will have the better clarity about the subject matter. Fine. So when we are talking about basis of classification, let us understand what are the important basis of classification. So we will discuss that also. Basis of classification, mainly animal kingdom we are going to discuss in that. So let me mention. So the basis of classification, let us see those important points. Basis of animal classification. What are the different bases? Let me tell you. Number one, we can say that yes, it may be the body plan, or we can say that it may be the basis like digestive system. What kind of digestive system it is? Number two, we will discuss about mainly, yes, body organization. Yes, you can call it at the level of organization. Number three, so we will discuss about basically symmetry. Yes, symmetry also form the basis. Number four, it may be segmentation. Number five, it may be the body cavity, we call it as a coelom or body cavity. Number six, type of circulation. Number seven, notochord. Number eight, germinal layers. So let me tell you one by one. So here you are observing 8 important points. They have become the basis of classification. When we say the body plan or the digestive system or the kind of gut we can say, so that has become the basis. Let me tell you what is this body plan. So when I talk about the body plan or gut system, body plan as such, it can be of two types. One is called as, mainly the body plan is as such, it can be like a blind sac. Other body plan is, or we can say that its gut system is tube within a tube. Tube within a tube. When we talk about a blind sac, what is this blind sac? So there is an animal, fine, is the animal, and it has a single opening and it has its gut system, yes, and then same this single opening, which act as, yes, it has its gut also. So the gut is like a bag or sac, single opening, act as both mouth and anus. It acts as both mouth and anus. This is what we talk mainly the blind sac. So there is no another opening, there is no anus, single opening. Where we can find this kind of blind sac? So we can find mainly this kind of things in the sponges. So there are the animal groups, we call them sponges or porifera. We can find them in the coelenterata. Even we can find them in ctenophora. These are the different kind of terms, ctenophora, as well as the platyhelminthes. So this is the first basis of classification as such. Animals can be having their gut system as a blind sac where they have single opening, that itself is acting as a mouth and anus, and there is no another opening also. And this kind of, yes, the incomplete gut system can be seen in the animals like a porifera or sponges, the coelenterata animals, as well as the ctenophora, which are having bioluminescence, means they are mainly emitting the light. And then platyhelminthes, the flatworms, all have the blind sac. Now, tube within tube means this is an animal, let me mention here, it is an animal. So, yes, it is an animal and it has mainly its gut system and it has its stomach and it has its intestine. So, here this animal is having one side mouth and another side anus. So this is a complete gut system. It is a not incomplete, it is a complete gut system. And yes, this entire body and inside it is the gut. So it looks like the whole body itself is a tube. Inside there is one more tube, that is called the gut or digestive system. So it is called as a tube within a tube mechanism or body plan. So where else we can find this kind of body plan? Yes, example. So animals actually they have been classified into the groups called as phyla, or animal groups are mainly under the kingdom Animalia, they are called as a phylum. In case of the plants they are grouped as a divisions. Now here when we talk about mainly the tube within tube, where else we can find yes, other than platyhelminthes? Next comes we call it as Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes, these are mainly the ascarids, the worms which remain as the endoparasites in the our body system or mammalian body system, Aschelminthes. And then there may be, yes, Annelida. Earthworms comes under this. Arthropoda, insects comes under this. Arthropoda. Mollusca, mainly the snails. Mollusca. Then Echinodermata, the what we can say that starfish, Echinodermata. Okay, and then yes, what comes next after Echinodermata? Mainly the next phyla comes, they are called as Hemichordata. Hemichordata as well as chordata. Means since from Aschelminthis up to chordata, all these animal groups have tube within tube mechanism. So gut system is a tube inside and outer body also a tube. Again the mechanism is called a tube, is tube within tube, mouth to the anus. So this kind of gut system is called as the complete gut system, complete digestive system, because they have the separate anal and mouth opening, and digestive system is complete. This is incomplete gut system. Here it is mainly incomplete digestive system, gut we can say. So this is all about the first basis of classification. Well, I hope you are writing down. Please make a proper notes of this. The next, yes, we are going to talk about body organization or level of organization we will discuss. Well, so the level of organization we need to understand. Fine, we are all done with the first point, that is the body plan. Now we need to understand what is this mainly level of organization. So level of organization means how the animal body is made up of, whether the animal body is just the cellular aggregation, or they are the simply tissues, or they are the organs they have developed, or they have developed the organ system. So the second point, yes, we call it as mainly the level of organization. Level of organization also one important basis of classification. So the first one, yes, here we can find mainly, yes, cellular level or cell level organization. So these are mainly just cell aggregations, and they have not developed any kind of tissues, nothing. So the body system here we can say that improper. The body system is just improper and asymmetrical, we can say. This is what we say a sponge. So generally the cell aggregation or cell level of organization can be seen in, we can say that yes, sponges. So sponges have the cell level of organization or cell aggregation. Then the B, we call it as mainly after the cell, it is a tissue level of organization, tissue level. So here they have to form mainly the tissues. So cells, yes, they are forming the tissues. So we can find mainly the tissues over here, and these tissues are helpful in either digestion as well as the what you can say locomotion also. Now this kind of tissue level of organization seen in, we can say that mainly Coelenterata, as well as we can find them in the Ctenophora also, as well as we can say that mainly Platyhelminthes. So these have developed mainly the different kind of tissues for digestion, for absorption of the nutrients, for excretion of the substances. So that's why we call it the tissue level of organization. C, as such, we can say that organ level of organization means tissues aggregated together, yes, they form the organs. So the organs for digestion or organs for reproduction, organs for excretion we can find. So this organ level of organization can be seen in case of mainly. So here what happened? The cells, tissues, and then organs developed. So this is mainly organ level of organization can be seen in Asymmetric. Okay, so mainly the tissue to organ level organization. Then yes, further there should be organ system also, like reproductive system, excretory system, like that. Yes, we can say that mainly organ system level. Organ system level means the cells are there, tissues are there, organs together they form the organ system. So for this best example we can find yes, annelida to chordata. They form the particularly organ system level of organization. Thus the level of organization also one of the simple way of classification. We can say cellular level or cell aggregation level, there is no definite formation of the tissues that can be seen in the sponges. When the tissues are formed, coelenteron, so we can say that coelom refers to the body cavity, enteron means gut cavity. They do have the cavity that is meant for digestion, coelenteron, coelenterata, ctenophora, platyhelminthes. Ctenophora are having bioluminescence, okay, whereas platyhelminthes are flat worms such as planaria, okay. Organ level of organization means cells become the tissues, tissue become the organs. So Asymmetric, yes, we can find mainly organ level of organization. Then further organ system means digestive system, excretory system, nervous system, all together well developed, yes, from annelida to chordata. This is what we can say second basis of classification. So this is what we talk all about basis of classification. Now we need to understand the symmetry. Fine. Let us discuss about mainly symmetry. Yes, the third important basis of classification, we call it as symmetry. Fine. So let us understand what is this symmetry. Symmetry refers to be, yes, the organisms can be either we can say that asymmetrical, bilateral symmetrical, radial symmetrical. Let me mention third level of third basis of classification, body symmetry. Also we can say body symmetry. So when the animal body unable to be divided into two equal halves, so that is called as mainly asymmetrical. So let us understand mainly. So based on symmetry refers to be based on, okay, division of a body through the planes, So let me tell you what is a plane and what is the axis. Imagine this is an egg. You are just passing a needle, okay, inside the egg. We call it as axis. You are passing a needle, we call it as an axis. But you are taking a knife and cutting the egg, then it is called as a plane. Okay, so plane refers to be, yes, completely it is cut down. Axis refers to be, yes, a straight line can be passed into the animal body. That is called as a central axis. Now when I talk about based on the division of the body through the planes, so let us understand. The first one is called as asymmetry. Asymmetry. What is this asymmetry? Yes. So let me tell you example for this. Sponges again. Sponges. So animal body is very much budding and yes, it is difficult for anyone to cut from any plane. We can say that animal body So unable to be divided or indivisible through any plane into two equal parts. So whether you cut from this plane or this plane, yes, you can't make a proper division of this animal body. So animal body indivisible through any plane, no matter of there is no chance of thinking of axis now. So through any plane you try, you cannot make the animal body into two equal parts. So animal body indivisible through any plane, unable to divide into two equal halves. So we can say that unable to divide into two equal halves. Single is half. When you call in a plural way, it is called as a halves. Unable to divide the animal body into two equal halves, and that is called as asymmetry. Okay, I hope you got an idea asymmetry. What is asymmetry? Yes, when we are unable to divide the animal body into two equal halves by any plane we try, it is not possible, then it is called as a asymmetry. Yes, best example for asymmetry is mainly recorded as the sponges. Well, the remaining concepts, yes, we will be discussing like the mainly radial symmetry as well as the bilateral symmetry, and remaining all these we will be discussing in the next class. Till then, take care, study well. Thank you very much.